Pastor Katie, the pastor of Bethlehem Lutheran. Often during these last months, we have led prayer services on Wednesday nights. And even though tonight is the Epiphany, we did not plan to lead a prayer service tonight. And yet, the actions of this day call for us as people of God and people of prayer to turn to God tonight in our prayer, to bring God our lament, our sadness, our tears, our fears, as well as our hope that we as a nation can be a beacon of light for God. And so today, not only do we turn to our God in prayer, but we remember it is the feast of the Epiphany.
A reading from Matthew chapter 2. In the time of King Herod, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, asking, "Where is this child who has been born King of the Jews? For we observed his star at its rising and have come to pay him homage." When King Herod heard this, he was frightened, and all Jerusalem with him. And calling together all the chief priests and scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Messiah was to be born. They told him, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for so it has been written by the prophet, 'And you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, for from you shall come a ruler who is to shepherd my people Israel.'" Then Herod secretly called for the wise men and learned from them the exact time when the star had appeared. Then he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, "Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word so that I may also go and pay him homage." When they heard the king, they set out, and there ahead of them went the star that they had seen at its rising, until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw that the star had stopped, they were overwhelmed with joy. On entering the house, they saw the child with Mary his mother, and they knelt down and paid him homage. Then, opening their treasure chests, they offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they left for their own country by another road. The Epiphany is a manifestation, an appearance of the divine. For us, this feast day is a celebration of that one day when the Magi followed the star and found the Christ child in Bethlehem. We have many traditions for this day. Here at Bethlehem, one of our traditions is to hang mirrors from the ceiling reflecting light off every bit of light in the room. Tonight, though, there's a little less light. Tonight we struggle to see beyond heavy shadows of distrust, disbelief, and the destruction of property and people, and of the collective ideal of our free world. As I watched this afternoon and this evening our United States Senate reconvene, I heard again from multiple senators and governors that today is perhaps one of the darkest days in American history. It may be, but that day, over 2,000 years ago, when Herod sent the Magi to find Jesus with the intent of taking the breath of his life for his own gain, I think that was probably darker. And instead of that happening, a light shone. The star revealed to those wise men the Christ child. God spoke to them in a dream. And that boy lived. And because he lived, he became the light of the world. Today, just as the light of the star revealed Christ in his goodness and glory to the Magi, the light of Jesus Christ reveals who we are. As we lit these candles tonight, you might have noticed they're the candles of an Advent wreath. They are lights of peace and joy, hope and love. That's who we are.
Please join me in prayer. I've adapted the Prayer for America, which was written by Marianne Williamson. Dear God, we join in prayer to celebrate this nation and surrender its destiny to you. We give thanks in our hearts for the founding of this country. We give thanks for and bless the souls of those who came before us to found this nation, to nurture it, and to save it. We ask that God's Spirit now fill our hearts. May our hearts be filled with love, and we declare there is no room nor tolerance for hate here. May we play our parts in the healing of our country. May we be cleansed of all destructive thoughts. May our minds be filled with the thoughts of God and God's unconditional love. May we remember that God accepts all people, and may we learn from our mistakes. May our very lives be turned into instruments of resurrection where love rises up. May the beauty and greatness of this country burst forth once more in the hearts of its people. May the dreams of our ancestors be realized in us, that we might live in honesty and integrity and in excellence with our neighbors. May this country once again become a light unto the nations, a light of hope and goodness and peace and freedom, the light of Christ. May violence and unholiness be cast from our midst. May hatred no longer find fertile ground in which to grow here. May all of us feel God's grace upon us. Reignite, dear God, the spirit of truth in our hearts. May our nation be given a new light, the sacred fire that once shone so bright from shore to shore. May we be repaired. May we be forgiven. May our children be safe and blessed. May we be renewed. Dearest God, please bless America. Amen.
We leave this night with a blessing from the Book of Uncommon Prayer. God, the light of a single candle can illuminate the world. As this night continues, help us to remember that you created the darkness and the light for your own purposes. Whether it is day or night, we cannot hide from your face. You know us too well. We are your children. Stay with us through the night, God. Bring us rest. Bring us renewal. For we know that joy comes in the morning. Amen.
Amen.